when you have a full-time job. Okay? So let's do the math. Who needs calculators? Your teacher was nice enough to pass them out. Will you give one to her? Calculators? Calculator? Okay. Anybody else? There's some more. Okay. You can also use your cell phone if you promise to just use the calculator. Okay, so let's do $15 an hour, or what you wrote down on your sheet. So take your hourly wage, multiply it times the amount of hours per week that you're going to work, and multiply that times 52 weeks in a calendar year. So this young lady right here has the potential to make $24,960 per year. Is that what you came up with? Fine, it's fine. Write yours down. Yeah. Oh, because you put good job. She put her down to the penny wage. That's awesome. So in the income section, where you see it just literally say amount, write down how much per year you are going to bring into the house, bring into your home for yourself, income, okay? Does anybody need help? The last class, there was 6 people, and we were able to walk around and make sure everybody got it. So you want help?
So is it that?
Yeah, you're going to do this. Yeah. Take that. Multiply times
4.
For what? Hours?
Yeah.
And you work, what's this? 32. Oh, I see what you did. I'm sorry. You're fine. Okay, I'm catching you. So 6 times 4 times 52.
Okay.
6 times 4. Because that's hours per week, right?
Yeah.
And then times 52 weeks in a calendar year.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Does that sound right?
Yeah.
You were like, yes, I make right here.
Okay.
So in the blue amount column, you're going to write down, it's fine. That's fine, but you can move it over here if you want. The blue amount column, you're going to write down how much you make. Blue amount column, how much you make, how much you have potential to make, okay? Now let's do the 8 hours. Let's be realistic. Like, how many of you probably make close to $8 an hour? You don't have to raise your hand, but okay. And then you had said your hours are all over the place. So you were going to use how many hours? 8, thank you. So she's going to use 8 hours per week, and then she's multiplying that times 52 weeks. So $8 an hour times 8 hours a week, which is great because you're in school, you're in sports, like you don't have that much time. So it's good for you just to make a little bit of money. Times 52, she's bringing in $3,328 per year. Okay, so if you have your amount down, now I want you to simply take the amount per year and divide it by 12 months. And all you're going to do is you're going to put that dollar figure per month. You're breaking it down into a monthly budget. You're going to put that right next to the yearly amount. So right next to the yearly amount, put your monthly amount. So you're going to take that amount, divide by 12. Sorry, honey. Which one do you want to do? The $15 an hour? Is that what you want to do? So write down right here. Oh, you want to do the 8. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, write down this, and then multiply times hours per week that you can work. How many hours a week can you work? How many? 30?
Yeah.
Write down, and then multiply times 30. Times. That's okay. So it's 8 times 30 times 52. 52 weeks. Yep, in a year. Equal? That's your yearly. Then you're going to multiply that by 12. Okay, so the goal is that in the blue section where it says amount, we've broke it down now into monthly. So we figured out your yearly. Now you should have it broken into monthly. Is there anybody that needs Mr. Stetz or myself to come around and help you break it down monthly? Because it's going to be important you have your monthly. It's okay if you need it. You got it monthly. You need it? Need it? Okay. Yes. You get paid by weekends. Okay, but you'll get paid all weekends in a year? 52?
No, every other weekend.
That's 26. So you're going to have 26 pay periods. So write down 26, like here in the middle. And do you know how much per week?
It's kind of weird because I can make up to 60 or to something. And one day I made $100.
$60 to $100 a day?
From one day, yeah.
So let's do the average, do 80. So put $80, and that's per week, right? Per week?
Weekend, yeah.
Per weekend. Okay, so take 80 times 26. Because you only get paid every other weekend?
Yeah.
And it's 80 a week, though? Or is 80 every weekend, every 2 weeks?
It's weird. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Let's do small. Let's do 80 times 26. What is that?
That is 2,000.
So write down 2,000, 80, and then divide that by 12 months. Okay. So, yes. You need help? Okay. So just take this. That's your yearly, right?
Yes.
Divide by 12 months.
Okay.
That's your monthly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So these two examples, if you don't know what to write one of these examples, because you can always, I want you to keep this budget worksheet and adapt it. Just change the numbers. If you have the equation, just change the numbers based on your actual job later on. So 3,300 divided by 12 months, she's going to bring in $277 a month. Is that what you got? Good enough. Good job. Okay. And then this person over here is going to 24,960. Whoa. Okay. 24,960 divided by 12 months. This person is making $2,080 a month. Okay. Now we're going to do the expenses. So expenses are the yellow column. And what I'm going to have you do is under the word expenses, you're going to write down some of the stuff that we as a group decide that we're going to spend money on. But if you know that you're going to spend money on something more than that, I want you to write it down. Make this your own. And then over in the amount column, you're going to assign a dollar amount per month to that expense. So there are expenses in life that are wants, and there are expenses in life that are needs. Okay? A need is something that you have to spend money on in order to survive as a human being, right? So these are things that have to go into your body to nourish you and keep you alive. They are things that you might have to put over your head to make sure you have shelter, okay? But these are things that you're going to want to put under your expenses because you're going to have to pay for them no matter what when you have a job. And then we're going to define the wants. The wants are things that you want to have. You can live without them. You can go to your job without them. But it's not fun if you're just saving money only to buy your needs, right? We all want new shoes sometimes. We all want some new cologne or new perfume, or we want like the latest streaming app to watch the newest show that somebody told us about, or we want the newest video game, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to define the needs first. So can anybody tell me, I'm going to quiz you to start out with. Can anybody tell me just shout it out, first person to shout it out, is the internet a need or a want? Is the internet a need or a want? Who said that? Who said need? Okay, can you catch? Okay, there's a stress ball for you. Okay. Okay, so 20 years ago, I would have said the internet was a want. Okay? But look at your desks. Look under your desks. Look in your backpacks. Look what he has open. Probably watching a video because he's bored of me right now. But, oh, I'm proud of you. Okay. I called you out. Shame on me. I saw a black screen, so I don't even know. Okay, so what is that, you guys? Are you supposed to come to school without that book? Without your Chromebook? You do all of your homework on that, right? Like most of it? And this is also with my job. Like if I have to call in sick one day and you have a job and you need to call in sick, you have to have a cell phone or a phone, right? And it's probably hooked up to data or the internet or something to text your boss. So you're going to have some type of internet. So in this day and age, in 2025, the internet is a need. So write down the internet. Write it down under the word expense, first line. And then I will tell you I spend $99 a month on the internet. If you don't spend $99 a month, that's fine. Ask your family, your parents, your guardians, ask them how much they spend. But you're going to have to spend probably 45 to 90. Most of my clients, I see 500 budgets a year out of my clients. Most of them are spending probably 60 to 90, 60 to 100. So write down in the amount column, write down 99 bucks. Okay, now it's your turn. Quiz me. Somebody give me a need.
Food.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Okay, ready? Write down the word, should we write down the word food? Or are there differences of food? Me, after a football game, if I were in your shoes, this is what my kids do. After a football game on a Friday night and everybody's like, let's go to B-Dubs, let's go to Taco Bell, let's go hang out and eat. Is that a want or a need? That's a want. What is the proper word you should probably write down to start gearing your mind towards what you're going to have to need? Groceries. Write it down. You got it. Write down the word groceries. You are going to spend, if I had to guess, on your own when you buy it one day. Yeah, sorry? Okay. So on groceries, let's just say that you go to Aldi's and you get all your groceries there. Okay? Hopefully the cheapest place you can get them. If you go to Aldi's, let's say that you spend $80 a week times 52 weeks divided by 12 months. You probably spend $345 a month to buy yourself groceries one day. Write down $345 next to groceries under the amount column. Crazy, right? I spend probably $1,200 a month on my family. $345, guys. A month? A month? Just a month? Ask her how to do it and teach you that.
We also have like a family of like 8 people.
I bet you she's spending more than that. But you should.
I went grocery shopping.
But was it 300 one time? And does she go like every couple weeks?
No, I literally go grocery shopping.
Like each time you guys go grocery shopping, the total sum is about $300.
Yeah.
Then monthly, it's probably more than $300 depending on how many times you guys
Yes.
go grocery
I mean, I
shopping.
never have food, so I don't think she goes that.
Hon, you have like really good food. That's good food.
She didn't buy that.
Oh, okay. You got it with your income. Okay. That's good food. Okay. So, groceries. Give me another need. A car? I like it. Ready? Okay. Why is a car a need? Well, let me redefine that. If you ride a motorcycle and you can get away with a motorcycle and not a car, sure, ride a motorcycle. You want to ride a bike? Sure, you gotta buy a bicycle, right? Whatever your transportation is, you can write down transportation. So write that down under expenses. And for a car, you're either going to buy it outright if you have saved up enough money, or you might have to have a monthly payment. I don't know. Does anybody have a monthly payment on a car that they want to tell us what we should go off of? I would probably, yes. What would you say, Mr. Stetz? $450. Okay, Mr. Stetz is like, making more money than you guys are probably going to make straight out of college or straight out of wherever, school. So why don't we write down $250? Okay, yes, it's probably going to be more. And I'm probably lowballing it, and he's probably highballing it, right? So let's just like something in the middle, write it down. Now, ready? For your car, what is a need that you have to have in your car? Yes. I won't throw that out because everybody said it at the time. So the first class, I said the same thing too. I want you to write down the word fuel. Fuel. Because in my life, there's a difference between gas for my house, because I have a gas stove, one you turn on and the flames come up, and I like to cook on that. And so I have a gas bill at my house. But I also have something else we're going to talk about in a minute, another need. But then I also have to put fuel in my vehicle. So you said it, gas. Somebody tell me how much per week, if you fill your tank up per week, or tell me if it's every 2 weeks, how much do you spend to fill your car up? 50? Thank you. Okay, every 2 weeks?
Okay, my tank is $70, but everybody else is different.
Yeah, I know. We'll say 50.
Yours is like $40.
Yours was 40. How often do you fill up your cars? Every week? How often? Probably every couple weeks. So we're going to use her example because she fills her car up every week. Okay, if you fill it up every other week, you guys, 52 weeks in a calendar year divided by 2 every other week, there's 26 every 2 weeks, okay, in a calendar year. So we're going to take her. She said she spends like $50 a week. You multiply it times 52 weeks in a year, and we're going to divide that by 12 months to get a monthly budget, and she spends $216 in fuel. Write down $216 in fuel. I don't care if you don't spend it now, you're going to spend it one day. And when you figure out how much you're spending in life and you can't afford it in a little bit, you're going to quickly realize like what type of job you have to get and how much you have to make, or else you're going to have to be cutting some of this stuff out of your budget. We talked about, I have gas stove at my house, but what is another need? You guys are missing 2 more essential needs that you haven't named. Another need. Electricity. Write down electricity. And for electricity, write down $120 a month. $120 a month for electricity.
So you're already going to who's going to pay for the electricity?
$120 a month for electricity.
What's your gas station heater bill?
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you can. You can make it your own. Make it your own. Make it your own budget. There's one more thing. Somebody that maybe hasn't answered yet. Remember what I said. A need is something you have to have in order to survive as a human being. Can you survive sleeping on the street? Yes. But is it the most successful life you want to live? I would hope you say no. So, yes, who said that? You? Can you catch? He's right behind you. See it. You got it. You got it. Okay. She said shelter. Write down, I don't care if you write down shelter, that's fine. You can also write down rent. That makes probably more sense. And you can write down the word mortgage. Whichever one. If you think you're going to rent right away, in college, out of school, in school, I don't know, in the military, write down rent or mortgage if you're going to buy a house. My son is at Ball State University. He shares an apartment with 4 people. Okay, it is a nicer apartment because it's close to campus. It's off campus, but it's close to campus. But he still pays $805 a month. Now, if you know your family and your friends and somebody that rents and they're paying less than that, write it down. Make it your own, right? Maybe you can find rent for $500 a month. I will tell you that every time I see someone say that they have an apartment for rent and they're trying to solicit it to get someone to rent it, it's like $800 a month. Pretty much however you cut it. I'd say it's about $800 a month. I would write down $800 if I were you. Yes, then it's cheaper. So if that's your goal in life, write it down, man. All power to you. Fix it up. Okay, so far we've defined rent, groceries, electricity, internet. We said a car. We said transportation. Thank you. So for time's sake, what time does this class end? Thank you. For time's sake, let's switch to once. So what is something, because it's not, like I said it a little bit ago, it's not any fun just working only to pay for what you need. You know, you want to balance it and have a little bit of fun and have some stuff that you reward yourself with in life that's a want. What is it? Traveling. Write down vacation or travel. If that's something you want to do. If you don't think it's in your near future, don't write it down. Okay? Traveling. I'm a bad person about this. I'm sorry, I just touched that. Hopefully I didn't make a weird sound. But I love to travel. It is my family's pastime. It is our greatest hobby. We save a lot of money for it. And I'm fortunate enough with the career that I have and the firm I work for that we're one of the very last firms that still offer me to earn 2 free trips a year. Now, when I say free, it's free for me and my spouse. and then I have to pay if I want to take my kids. So it's not free, it's expensive. But I will tell you that I spend a ton of money on travel. It is one of the biggest reasons I want to go to work, is to be able to show my kids the world. But let's break it down. I need you guys to help me because you don't want to put down my travel. What does a trip look like? Like a Florida trip, you're renting a hotel, you're driving, you're flying, whatever it is, it's probably $2,000. If you're going to do $2,000 a year and go to Florida one time, and you take $2,000 and divide it by 12 months, that's about $165 a month. So maybe start there. Write down $165 next to vacation, if that is a dream of yours. What is another want? Think simple. What? Clothes? Yeah. So clothes, listen, guys, it is a need. It's a need.
Extra clothes.
Well, let's talk. Ready?
Oh, yeah.
This,
Take no crap, though.
let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Okay, ready? I'm quizzing you. So she goes to her favorite rock concert.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say, I don't know.
Definitely.
Okay. She goes to her favorite rock concert, and she goes in and sees that there's a rock band t-shirt. Is that a want or a need? Want, you're right. Yeah. So some clothing is a want. Okay, your guys are correct. And there's some clothing that's a need. If I'm investing people's money and they've retired and they have $1 million or $3 million, and you think I sit across the desk from them and I say, trust me with your money, I'll take care of it, and I'm in my favorite rock band t-shirt, and that's not a client that likes rock bands or finds offensive somehow, do you think they're giving me their money? So something like this is a need for me because of my profession, okay? My youngest son worked at Colligan this summer. A need for him for clothing is he had to show up at work in steel-toe boots, jeans, and a shirt, a plain shirt. It wasn't supposed to be like anything with graphics on it, right? That's a need. So you guys are right. Write it down however you want. I would say for clothing, put down $100 a month. Clothing, $100 a month. How many of you have a pet or want to have a pet as soon as you possibly can? You all should write down pets. Okay? Write down pets. If I were you, I would write down, let's say a $300 vet bill once a year, and food. I would write down $60 a month for a pet. $60 a month.
That's basically almost the amount. Probably almost the same amount that my dad paid.
Good. So it's perfect. Okay, I'm glad to hear that it's right. Okay, write down $60 a month if you're going to have a pet. You got to be able to afford the pet if you want it. And trust me, you don't want it. You got to clean up puke, poop, bleh. And trust me, your kids aren't going to do it. Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to add? You guys are missing some stuff. Like the first class, all the guys said they wanted to buy something to play, like video games.
Yeah, the console. Like PS5.
Console. I got him. I gotcha. Yeah, man. You know what? He's here taping. You get the last one. Don't let it hit the camera, man. Good. Oh. Don't hit your head. Yes, you can be. Go ahead.
I want more piercings.
Okay, put it down. Put it down, girl. I'm serious. Put it down and put how much per month. Okay, that's what she said. Put it down. Put down your tattoos, your piercings. Put down a dollar amount. Be real, right? Be real. Video games. I don't know. A console, you got to save up for it. It's $400. It might take you the whole year. Put down $50 a month for games. $50 a month for video games, consoles. How many of you stream? Stream. You watch Netflix,
Oh yeah.
Hulu, yeah?
Prime Video.
Yep. You guys write down streaming. Write down streaming. You are either going to probably have a television and pay and have a cable bill, or you're going to stream. If I were you, I would write down $40 to $50 a month in streaming. I'm telling you, I am the type of person, I only have Netflix and I only have Amazon Video Prime and maybe Apple. And it's about $50 a month. Okay, for all three total. Okay, let's stop there because I want to have time. So now what I want you to do is use your calculator, use your phone calculator. I want you to add up all of your expense column. So just your expenses, you're going to add up the monthly dollar amount that you are going to spend or you are spending. And I want you to put it down where it says total expenses. It's yellow. Right here, total expenses. And I want you to write down the monthly amount that you add everything up. Okay? And when you guys are finished, I'll give you a couple minutes. When you're finished, somebody tell me what they're going to spend per month.
Do we add, if we wrote anything on the back, do we add?
Yes, add everything on the back.
Okay.
Because you wrote it down because you made it specific to yourself. You got it?
Yeah, $778.
Okay, so he's going to spend $778 with only what we've defined, and we've missed a lot of stuff, but write it down under expenses. Thank you. Okay, once you have written down your total monthly expenses, you're simply going to take your income per month, whatever you wrote down at the top. So up here in the amount column, you should have a monthly amount, not a yearly amount. You probably have a yearly amount, but you broke it down into month. Take your monthly amount, subtract your expense amount, and the difference you're going to write under the green where it says amount in savings. Got you, girl. Okay. Let me see. I want you to take, is this your monthly amount?
Yeah.
So you can do it. I see what happened. Take that, 690. Go ahead and put it in here. Put 693. Subtract 2019 equal. It's a negative. You're going to put down negative 1326. You went you take this. Is this monthly or yearly? That's yearly.
Yearly, yeah.
So take that divided by 12. And write down 270. Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. Yep. And take that minus that.
So that and that.
Take this minus 270. So go ahead and put 277 minus 2205 equals, write down negative 1928. Okay, I see what's happening. Here's something that's happening, right? And it's confusing people. The monthly amount looks like this. Okay, the monthly amount's like this, right? So it's either you wrote this, or you wrote your own, or you wrote this, or like somebody had something close to this. And then she subtracted this much in expenses, right? So she's bringing in less than she's gonna have to spend out. And nobody's spending this probably right now because your parents and guardians are helping you. But this is like real life. This is what's going to happen. So when you take this minus this, you get a negative number. Okay? So this is important, you guys. This is going to be real life, like real fast, especially for you seniors. If you have a negative number, raise your hand. How many of you have a negative number? Every single one of you. I want you to take your calculator. I want you to take your negative number. Somebody yell out their negative number.
1,633.
Okay, so she said 1,633, but take your negative number, and I want you to divide it by 52 weeks in a calendar year. Okay, no, wait, that's monthly, isn't it? That was monthly. Yeah. So it's simple. She has to take, okay, you said what? 1,633. Okay, her negative number was 1,633. So take your negative number, and that's monthly. So she's going to divide it by the hours, the amount of hours you work per week. So for example, she was only, you put down 6? You put 8? So if she kept her part-time job, which is not going to happen, right? She's not only going to ever work 8 hours a week, but if she divided it, she basically has to ask for a $204 per hour wage increase. Okay, to be more simple, take your negative number, say 1,600, divide it by 4 weeks in a month, and you all have to make an extra $400 a week. $400 a week. What this comes down to is if you figure out the math of how much you need to make more per week, you can divide it by the amount of hours that you can work, and it will tell you how much per hour you need to start making. Does that make sense in a way? I know it's a little confusing. It's working math using basic math principles and working them forward to figure out how much you're going to make. But then you got to learn how to divide them by 52 and work backwards to see how much you have to make per week. So for the negative ones, basically that's negative per month. You just have to make that much more money per month. How are you going to do that? You're either going to work more hours or you're going to ask for a wage increase per hour, okay? Or you're going to find another job, which you're going to have more of a big girl, big boy job when you graduate from high school, okay? So you're going to make more money, you're going to have more hours, so you'll be able to afford this. The expense column is more true that you have to earn that much money because what you're earning right now is your students, right? You're not working full 40 hours a week. The normal hours per week is 40 hours a week is what most people work. If you did 40 hours times your wage and then divided it into 12 months with your equation at the top. So remember, let's take 15. This will make you feel a little bit better. Let's take 15, take your wage, multiply it times 40 hours a week, multiply it times 52 weeks. That person earns $31,200 per year. Divided by 12 months is $2,600 a month. So if you were bringing in income of $2,600 a month, for all of you that raise your hand that you're negative, if you were bringing in $2,600, does that cover your expense column? Look at your expense column. Does it cover it per month? Yeah. So you guys want to, I told the first class, know your self-worth. Know what you're worth. Know the value that you can add to a career, to a business. Figure out your passion and what's going to make you happy and create a job. If there's not a job that you can find that will allow you to be happy and do what is pleasing to you, but also make that money, then create it yourself. Be creative with it, right? Like start out on the right path, but you want to try to make this happen, which is $15 an hour times a 40-hour work week. When you're not in school, you can do that. That's 8 hours a day times 5, Monday through Friday. And then multiplied times 52 equals this much per month, and you can afford your expenses, okay? Let's switch over to the savings. So who had a positive savings? Who had a positive figure? Who is bringing in more income than what you're spending out? And so you put a positive figure into the green savings category. Anybody? Not yet? Okay, that's okay. So let's just say you could save $100 per month. So now, how much did one of yours say that you were spending per month? The expense per month. 2,000. Okay, so 2,200. Okay, her expenses came up to about that. So she's actually able, just to save $400 a month once she gets a real 40-hour job, okay? So if you were to save $400 per month times 12 months, that's $4,800 in a year. You could park into a savings account, okay? So this is what I do for a living. I help people do their budget sheet. I help them figure out how much it costs them to live. Then I take the age that they are when they're telling me this, and I inflate it because whatever you're spending now, guess what? The price increases every year. It's called inflation. The price goes up every year. Groceries cost more. Electricity costs more. I know I'm depressing you, aren't I? Like it all goes up. And so my clients that want to retire at 65 years old probably need close to $3 million if they don't have any other help from anywhere else. Social Security, pension, income. They probably need $3 million. They have to save your $4,800 a year that you're saving, save, so that by 65 years old, there's this mound of $3 million. Why? I know this sounds crazy, but if you're 65 years old and you are fortunate enough to live to age 95, that means you're going to live 30 years in retirement, right? 65 years old to 95, you have 30 years to live in retirement. and you don't want to work in retirement. You want to travel, okay? You want to have fun. You want to be able to buy whatever kicks you want to put on your feet. You want to be able to have your nails done. You want to be able to buy your awesome Nutellas. Like, I love buying that because they're so good, but they're expensive, more expensive. So let's just say $3 million divided by your living 30 years. That means every year my clients have $100,000 that they can draw off of it. Okay? So think about from the age of 18 years old to 65 years old, they took their savings money. It wasn't a lot, but I'll show you how to make it a lot in a minute. They took their $1,000 a year savings and they said, I'm investing it, and I'm investing it, and I'm accumulating to be worth $3 million. And then every year in retirement, I send them back to their bank $100,000, and they use it to pay their expenses. Does that make sense? Now, this looks scary. So my clients come to me and say, hey, Wendy, I got $1,000 to give you. Where is that 1,000? How many of you have a cash instrument investment? Think of what cash instruments are. Where do you keep your money? Where's your money sitting? Your bank. And at the bank, you have a checking account or a savings account, or I have those, and I have something called a money market. My money market right now, not always in my 23-year career, it's not always earned this, but interest rates are up right now. So my money market is yielding close to 4%. Okay? But most bank accounts, I encourage you, look at your bank statement, see what you're earning. Most bank statements, you're earning, if you're lucky, 0.01. So in the first class, 0.01%, they earned $1. At the end of the year, their 1,000 became worth $1,001. My bank account is worth $1,040. Okay, so let's do a practice exercise. How many minutes do I have? 4 minutes. Oh my gosh, this is fast. Ready? This is the fun. Oh, okay. This is the fun part. I'll put it down here. Okay, you guys are 18 years old. Let's just say you're 18. There is something called, write this down, a rule of 72. The rule of 72 simply says you take the number 72, you divide it by the interest rate your money is earning you, and it tells you how many years it takes your money to double. So if you came to me when you were 18 years old and you said, Wendy, I have saved $1,000 to invest, and you're only getting 4%, your money is going to double every 16 years. Okay? Is that right? 72 divided by 4 is 16? Is that right? Yeah, 18. It's 18, guys. 18. Your money's going to double every 18 years. But for me, there's something like, there's the stock market. If your money can get 11%, 72 divided by 11 is about every 6 years. So if you're 18, when you turn 24 years old, if you had it invested in the stock market, your 1,000 would be worth 2,000. By the time you're 30, 6 more years, your 2 becomes 4. By the time you're 36 years old, your 4 becomes 8,000. By the time you're 42 years old, is that right? Your 8 becomes 16. 6 more years. By the time you're 48, your 16 becomes 32,000. By the time you're, help me guys, 54, your 32 becomes 64,000. By the time you're 60, your 64 becomes 128,000. And by the time you're 66 years old, your 128 equals $256,000. A one-time $1,000 investment at your age right now, and I know it takes a lot to have $1,000, but some of you are saving money. It could be worth $256,000 if you earned 11%. So the rule of 72 teaches you the rest of your life. If somebody looks at you and says, I'm only going to get you 4% on your money, well, think about 4%. It takes 18 years. By the time you're 36 years old, from 18 to 36 years old, your 1,000 finally became 2. In another 18 years, you're like 54. So like way over here at 54, your 2 became 4. And then you're like 70-some before your 4 became 8. So sitting in a savings account only for the rest of your life, you have to put a crap ton more money to have your retirement needs met. But if you invest it properly and still have savings, you'll be fine. Bye, guys.